Every single day, over $7 trillion moves across global markets. Oil, weapons, trade, debt, technology, almost everything the modern world depends on is priced in one currency, the US dollar. But what if I told you the world is quietly preparing for a future without it? Countries are trading oil without dollars. Central banks are buying gold faster than ever. New financial alliances are forming alternative systems. This isn't a crash story. This is a power shift story. Because if the dollar ever loses dominance, the global financial system doesn't shake, it resets. To understand the endgame, we need to understand the beginning. In 1944, World War II was still raging, but nations were already planning the future. They met in a small town called Bretton Woods. Their goal was simple: create a stable global financial system. The agreement they designed changed history. The US dollar would be backed by gold, and every other currency would be backed by the US dollar. Why? Because America held the largest gold reserves on Earth, and its economy was the strongest after the war. So the dollar didn't rise naturally. It was architected to sit at the center of global finance. Then came oil, and oil changed everything. In the 1970s, the US struck a historic deal with Saudi Arabia. Oil would be sold only in US dollars. In return, America would provide military protection and security. This created the petrodollar system. Now think about it. If every country needs oil, and oil is priced in dollars, then every country needs dollars. Japan needed dollars. India needed dollars. Europe needed dollars. Energy demand created dollar demand. The dollar wasn't just currency anymore. It became global fuel. With dominance came power, and that power went far beyond economics. The US controlled global payment rails like SWIFT, meaning if America blocked your access to dollars, you were cut off from global trade. No oil payments, no imports, no exports. Countries like Iran and Russia experienced this firsthand. Sanctions didn't require bombs. They required financial isolation. The dollar had become more powerful than missiles, because controlling money means controlling movement. But power always creates resistance, and slowly the world began searching for alternatives. Russia and China started trading energy in yuan. India began buying oil in rupees. Saudi Arabia hinted at accepting non-dollar payments. The BRICS nations started discussing a shared settlement currency. This wasn't rebellion, it was diversification. No country wants their entire economy dependent on another nation's currency. So instead of abandoning the dollar overnight, they began reducing reliance quietly. And when trust in currency systems shifts, money looks for safety. That safety is gold. Central banks across the world began buying gold at record levels. China, Russia, India, Middle Eastern nations, because gold carries no political risk. It isn't printed, it isn't sanctioned, it doesn't belong to any country. Gold becomes neutral ground when financial trust weakens. At the same time, a new financial architecture began forming. Digital currencies, central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, regional trade settlement systems, local currency trade deals. The future may not revolve around one global currency, but multiple power currencies. A multipolar financial world where influence is distributed, not centralized. So what happens if dollar dominance declines? The impact begins in America itself. The US prints money partly because the world demands it. But if global demand falls, printing leads to inflation. Debt becomes more expensive to service. Military spending strains budgets. Borrowing costs rise. Meanwhile, emerging economies gain leverage. Trade negotiations rebalance. Financial influence redistributes. Now here's the truth. The dollar won't collapse tomorrow. Dominance doesn't disappear overnight. But history shows no reserve currency lasts forever. First gold, then the British pound, then the US dollar. Empires shift, currencies follow. And now the world is asking a quiet question. What comes next? Because whoever controls global money controls global power, and the endgame has already begun. If the dollar era ends, the next financial superpower may not be a nation, it may be a system. The dollar built the modern world, but the next financial system is already being written. If you want to understand power, money, and the future before it happens, subscribe to Global Brief.